My husband disappeared for 10 years, leaving me pregnant and desperate. Needless, he showed up with his new family, laughing about how hilarious my suffering was. He has no idea who I am now. It was supposed to be his birthday party, but then my husband, the one who'd been dead for 10 years, strolled in and he wasn't alone. He had her parent, his precious Coley parent, and their 2 sons right beside him. One of his intimate buddies slapped him on the back, laughing. Ethan, man, that whole playing dead stunt. Shucks, seriously. Helliget should give you an Oscar for that performance. Remember how Sarah was running around pregnant and frantic looking for you? Everyone called her a pathetic, clingy bitch. God, that was hilarious, Ethan scoffed. If she hadn't been so desperate to trap me into marriage, Coley wouldn't have gotten so devastated she tried to kill herself. She needed to learn what it felt like to be dumped. Unless she gets on her knees and begs Coley for forgiveness at this party tonight, she and that little bastard she was carrying can forget about ever having my name. He looked so damn smug saying it like he couldn't wait to see me groveling and sobbing at his feet, but the joke was on him. He had no idea his little death at sea charade fell apart years ago. His collection stunts tanked the company stock. We were facing bankruptcy within days. The stress gave his father a massive heart attack. He died right there, full of anger and regret before anyone could even call 911. She went completely insane, grabbing a knife and lunging at me, and I was 8 months pregnant. The cold steel plunged into my stomach, blood poured out my baby fine. My baby died right there inside me. Just before the cops arrived, she threw herself off the balcony, smashed to pieces on the pavement below. They saved me somehow. And then I married Arthur Ford Purder, the man Ethan owed a fortune to our daughter. She's old enough to sass me back now. Ethan, man, you should have seen Sarah back then. She was a total wreck, crying and screaming in the streets like some psycho bitch who got dumped. Seriously, what a desperate loser. She deserved to be alone. Sneered, thinking she could tie me down just because she got knocked up. She needs a reality check. How could someone like her ever compare to my Cluey? Just then, his eyes met mine across the room. He froze for a second. Then he stormed towards me. Sarah, what the hell are you doing here? I disappeared for 10 years to get away from you. Why won't you leave me alone? Get the hell out now. This isn't the place for your drama. People around us started murmuring. Who is that? A factum yelled at like that, and she's just standing there. I heard Mr. Ford is introducing his wife tonight. If this clingy psycho ruins it for them, she's gonna pay. Wow, she's got some nerve causing trouble at Mr. Ford's party. No wonder she got dumped. I stared straight at Ethan, my voice cold. You faked your death and vanished. I had our marriage legally dissolved years ago. You have no right to tell me what to do. Everyone knows you are obsessed with me, that you'd follow me to the ends of the earth, Ethan scoffed. You really think I'd buy that whack story about a divorce? The crowd started whispering about me again. Damn, this woman has no shame after being humiliated like that. She's still here. Mr. Ford absolutely adores his wife. If Mrs. Ford gets upset because of this bitch tonight, he'll make her life hell. Hearing the whispers, Ethan's face twisted. He grabbed my arm hard. Get the fuck out of here. Stop being an eyesore. He worked his ass off just to get invited to this party. He was terrified I'd screw up his chance to suck up to Arthur Ford. He started shoving me roughly towards the exit. Just then, Coley walked over holding her 2 boys' hands. She looked me up and down, her voice dripping with fake innocence. Sarah, honey, it's been 10 years. Why are you making such a scene the moment we see each other? I know it must have been hard raising a child all alone these years. If you are angry, blame me. Don't make things difficult for Ethan. Whatever you are feeling, just take it out on me, okay? Please don't cause a scene here. Everyone's watching. Her words pretending to help just poured gasoline on Ethan's fire. He glared at me, spitting venom. He accused me of deliberately starting shit. Looking at those 2 faces, the horror of our wedding night flooded back. That night I was so excited, waiting for Ethan, ready for our life together. Then his phone rang. It was Coley, threatening suicide. He didn't even offer an explanation. He just grabbed his jacket and ran out, staying away all night. The next day the story was all over town. I was a laughingstock, the pathetic girl who threw herself at him. I yanked my arm free from Ethan's grip. My eyes bored into Coley. Aren't you tired of pretending? Because I am sick to death of watching your little act. Sarah, I know you don't like me, Coley whimpered, but I never meant to hurt you. Before she could finish, Ethan pulled her behind him protectively. He glared at me. That's enough. I won't let you bully cruelly. I left back then to teach you a lesson. Looks like you haven't changed one bit. So let me make it crystal clear for you today. Chloe took care of me all these years she suffered, and she gave me 2 sons. I am bringing her home to live with me. You better learn your place from now on, or I'll throw you out on your ass immediately. Hearing him, I didn't know whether to laugh or rage. Ethan, I remarried years ago. Who you bring home has absolutely nothing to do with me. Ethan looked shocked for a second, but then he seemed to remember something, and that arrogant smirk returned. Remarried, stop making shit up. You are just saying that because you are pissed I am bringing Cooley home, trying to make me jealous. You think I am stupid enough to believe that people around us started laughing out loud? Yeah, right, she remarried. Who the hell would want her? She's probably lost her mind from the shock. Talking complete nonsense. Just then my daughter Lily ran up to me. She could tell I was upset. Her little face wrinkled with worry. Mommy, who are they? She asked in her small voice. Before I could answer, Cooley's 2 sons swaggered over the older one, shoved Lily hard. Lily fell, scraping her knee on the hard floor. Blood welled up and she burst into tears. The younger boy stuck his chin out defiantly. Hump. Like you could steal our daddy, he sneered. I lunged forward, pushing those 2 brats away from my daughter. As I turned to check on Lily, someone kicked me hard in the lower back. I stumbled forward, catching myself on the floor. My palm scraped against the marble, leaving bloody streaks. Before I could even process the pain, Ethan was standing over me, looking down his nose. Sarah, what the fuck is wrong with you? Attacking innocent children. Then he kicked me again hard in the shoulder. The toe of his expensive shoe slammed against my bone. Pain shot through me, making me gasp. I pushed myself up, struggling to my feet. Every cruel thing he'd ever done flashed through my mind. Old wounds and fresh anger boiled up inside me. I swung my hand back and slapped him across the face. Hard, Ethan, you are not even human. He clutched his cheek, staring at me in disbelief. Chloe rushed to his side, clinging to his arm, her voice soft and pleading. Ethan, honey, Sarah didn't mean to hit you, I am sure. Don't be angry, it's all my fault. I should have watched the children better. Her words instantly erased the flicker of doubt in Ethan's eyes. His face hardened with fury again. Sarah, you are not worth even a single strand of Cooley's hair. Looking at this stranger before me, this man I once loved. A cold laugh echoed in my chest. I remembered being a kid when bullies tore up my homework or stole my lunch money. Ethan would beat the crap out of them. He'd stand tall and tell the whole school, Sarah's my girlfriend, messes with her, messes with me. After that, nobody dared touch the girl, protected by the toughest kid in school. Under the cherry blossom tree in the schoolyard, Ethan ruffled my hair. When we grow up, I am gonna marry you and protect you forever, he'd promised. I blushed and nodded, believing every word. So when our families arranged our marriage, I thought it was a fairy tale come true until our wedding night. That's when I learned about his one true love. Ethan looked like he was about to explode again, but seeing my silence, a flicker of guilt crossed his face. Chloe's eyes filled with tears, ready to spill over. Ethan, she sniffled. Sarah must still love you so much. She just lost her temper for a moment. That's why she went after the kids. Please just forgive her this once. Whatever guilt Ethan felt vanished instantly, washed away by Chloe's performance. He suddenly snatched a wineglass from a passing waiter's tray and threw the contents right at me. Cold wine soaked through my dress instantly. I stood there, dripping and humiliated. The room erupted in gasps and whispers. You are frozen insane, I spat. I refused to engage with this lunatic any longer. I picked up my crying daughter and turned to leave, but Ethan wasn't finished. He stepped in front of me, blocking my path, his voice a low snarl. Sarah, you apologize to Cooley and the kids right now, then get the hell out of here and crawl back under whatever rock you came from. Mr. Ford's party is no place for trash like you. I held Lily tighter, my gaze sweeping over him with ice-cold contempt. I will never apologize, and for the last goddamn time I am remarried. My life is none of your business. Stay the hell away from me. With that, I turned my back on him and walked away behind me. Ethan froze for a beat, then erupted in furious shouts. Sarah, don't you dare try to fool me with that pathetic excuse. You are not getting off the hook that easily for what you did. My parents died in a car crash years ago because our families were close and we had the marriage agreement. Ethan's dad treated me like his own daughter. Ethan's mom was kind too, sympathetic to my loss. But everything changed because of Ethan. His fake death turned me from the beloved daughter-in-law into a pathetic, debt-ridden outcast. Everyone scorned. If it wasn't for Arthur Ford, I probably wouldn't have survived. Just as I was thinking about him, a text popped up on my phone. It was Arthur, he said. He was almost here, just 15 minutes away. Today was his birthday. I didn't want to ruin his mood, so I decided not to mention what just happened. I texted back. Lily and I will meet you at the entrance. Then I took a deep breath, cleaned up my daughter's scraped knee, and headed towards the main entrance with her. Ethan with his arm wrapped possessively around Cooley's waist, kissing her cheek. He saw me, and a mocking smile spread across his face. Changed your mind already, good girl? Since you realize you were wrong, get on your knees and apologize to Cooley right now, maybe. Then I'll consider letting this go. The vultures around him immediately chimed in. Yeah, Neil, quick, before Mr. Ford and his wife get here. Give us a good show. Chloe put on her fake modest act. Ethan, honey, let's just drop it. This will only make Sarah hate me more. I can handle a little upset. She trailed off, her eyes suddenly fixated on the jade pendant I wore around my neck. She gasped, covering her mouth in fake shock. Sarah, that jade pendant, isn't that the one Mr. Ford bought at auction for a fortune? The one he gave to Mrs. Ford? How do you have it? The crowd gasped. For real this time? No way. Is she that stupid, stealing from Mrs. Ford? Forget how much that pendant costs. Examen knows how crazy Mr. Ford is about his wife. He'll destroy her for this. Ethan's face turned purple with rage. He roared at me. Sarah, you stole Mrs. Ford's pendant. Are you rock insane? He lunged at me, his hands closing around my throat, squeezing hard. Don't think you can get away with shot like this here? You can't afford to piss off someone like Arthur Ford. I struggled, clawing at his hands, finally breaking free, gasping for air. I shot him a look that could kill. I am Mrs. Ford, you idiot. It's my own damn pendant. Who the hell are you to question me wearing it? Silence fell for a split second. Then the entire place erupted in laughter. Ethan doubled over, howling. You Mrs. Ford? If you are Mrs. Ford, then I am the Emperor of China. Stop dreaming, you are making a fool of yourself. The crowd joined in, mocking me. Have some shame. How dare she claim that? Look at her. Does she look like Mrs. Ford? She must have finally snapped, completely lost her mind, making up crazy lies. My daughter Lily shoved Ethan with all her tiny might. Don't you bully my mommy. Seeing this, Cooley's two little monsters attacked. One ran up and bit my arm hard. The other pushed Lily down again. Lily landed on the floor, her newly cleaned knee bleeding again. She started crying louder, shouting defiantly, just wait till my daddy gets here. He won't let you get away with this. Just then a commotion started near the entrance. Arthur Ford appeared, dressed impeccably in a tailored suit, radiating power and authority. Lily screamed through her tears. Daddy, you're finally here. They were hurting me in poo rushes. Lily started to run towards Arthur, but Ethan lunged forward, clamping a large hand over her mouth, his face contorted with rage. You little brat, rebbing the first random guy you see and calling him daddy just to get help? You are just like your slut mother. Don't you ever think I'll acknowledge you? Lily trembled violently, her face pale with terror, tears streaming down her cheeks. I threw myself towards her. Let her go. But Ethan's buddies grabbed me, strong hands clamped over my mouth, silencing my screams. Chloe's two little shits ran over and started spitting on Lily. Shorty, see, you can't steal our daddy. I could only watch in helpless horror as they dragged my daughter away. I fought and screamed, but they just held me tighter. Then they started dragging me away too, rough and brutal. Ethan's friends threw me into a dark, dusty storage room. One pinned me down, grinding his foot into my back. The other pulled off his belt. He started whipping me across my back, my thighs again and again. Bitch, you asked for this. The leather strap bit into my skin, tearing my dress, drawing blood. It pooled on the dirty floor beneath me. I struggled to lift my head. I never did anything to you. Why? Why are you doing this? The other one sneered, pulling out a thick rope. You kept Ethan tied down back then. You ruined our fun. Chloe told us to give you a proper welcome back. He grabbed my arm violently, yanking it behind me. He tied the rope tight, so tight it cut into my skin. Blood dripped down my arm, my head swam. A horrifying thought started to form. Meanwhile, back in the ballroom, Ethan practically sprinted over to Arthur Ford, plastering a huge fake smile on his face. Mr. Ford, happy birthday. I am Ethan Cole, EBITDA manager from the subsidiary branch. I've admired you for so long, sir. It's such an honor to finally meet you. He practically bowed in half eagerly, holding out a beautifully wrapped gift box with both hands. Arthur didn't even glance at him, his expression ice cold. Ethan scurried to keep up as Arthur walked, still smiling like an idiot. Mr. Ford, you simply must accept this gift. It's just a small token of my esteem. Still no reaction. Ethan tried again. Mr. Evans mentioned Mrs. Ford adores South Sea pearls. I went to great lengths to acquire this rare strand. I'm certain she'll love it. He held out a second gift box, his face beaming with anticipation. Arthur Ford stopped walking. He turned his head slowly and looked directly at Ethan. Ethan's heart leaped. He thought he'd finally gotten through. His smile became even more sickeningly sweet. What makes you think trash like that is worthy of my wife? Arthur said, his voice laced with contempt. Ethan froze. A wave of whispers went through the nearby guests. Doesn't he know who Mrs. Ford is? Does he think she'd want his cheap junk? Everyone knows Mr. Ford spoils his wife, rotten cambered to what he gives her. That stuff is garbage. How embarrassing for him. Ethan's face flushed crimson. He wished the floor would swallow him whole, but this was his one chance to impress Arthur Ford. He gritted his teeth, forced his smile back on. on and tried again, changing the subject. Mr. Ford, there was a bit of a disturbance earlier. I handled it before it could disrupt your birthday celebration. Chloe immediately sidled up, her voice soft and concerned. Mr. Ford, that woman. She was even pretending to be your wife. She stole Mrs. Ford's jade pendant and shamelessly told her daughter to call you Daddy Wine. Ethan puffed up his chest, eager to claim credit. Don't worry, Mr. Ford. I've taken care of that bitch. Sarah locked her up tight. She won't be causing any more trouble. Arthur's expression shifted instantly. A terrifying, murderous rage flared in his eyes. He grabbed Ethan by the throat. Where is she? He demanded, his voice dangerously low. The onlookers thought Arthur was furious about the impersonation. They leaned in, waiting for the fireworks. Wow, she really crossed the line. Mr. Ford is pissed. Serves her right. Pretending to be Mrs. Ford, she's digging her own grave. Just then the head butler pushed through the crowd frantically. He fell to his knees in front of Arthur, his face white as a sheet. Sir, it was my fault. I failed to protect Madam and Miss Lily. Please, punish me, sir. Ethan saw Arthur's fury and felt a knot of dread tighten in his stomach, but he still clung to a sliver of hope, forcing a laugh. Mr. Ford, please calm down. She's awful, but maybe not worth getting this worked up over. How about you? Let me handle her. I can teach her a lesson for you. Arthur's face was a mask of cold fury. He drew back his fist and slammed it into Ethan's face. Take me to her. Now I curled up on the floor. Pain made everything hazy. All I could do was listen helplessly to my daughter's cries. Guilt and despair washed over me. Just when I felt like giving up, the door burst open with a crash. E.B. Neart slowly started to calm down. Lily, fine. Save Lily, I choked out. Arthur gently patted my back. His voice was soft. Lily's okay. Lee already took her to get checked out. He carried me out of the storage room. I could feel his body trembling slightly with rage and pain for me. Upstairs in a private room, he gently placed me on a sofa. He looked at the bloody marks on my body. Arthur urgently called the butler to get the family doctor. He told Kita maid to bring clean clothes for me. While the doctor treated my wounds, he never left my side, watching intently. When I trembled from the sting, his own hand clenched unconsciously. Afterward, he carried me back down to the ballroom. His eyes scanned the crowd. They landed on Ethan and Cooley. His voice was ice as he demanded. His cold gaze swept over Ethan's friends kneeling on the floor. A single look from him was enough. His bodyguards instantly understood and moved forward, grabbing the men, dragging them out, their hands, then hand them over to the police. Arthur's voice was low, chilling, devoid of any warmth. The crowd gasped collectively. Men away. Mr. Ford, mercy. We'll never do it again. Please, spare us. It was Coley. She put us up to it. We didn't know anything. If we had known Sarah was your wife, we wouldn't have dared touch her, not in a million years. Their pleas echoed through the ballroom. They were quickly hauled away. A dead silence fell over the room. Ethan's legs gave out. He collapsed to the floor, his face drained of color, cold sweat beating on his forehead. He stared up at Arthur, wanting to beg for mercy, but no words came out. Terror completely consumed him. Exenon knew Arthur Ford's methods were ruthless. Crossing him ended badly. Seeing this, Cooley suddenly dropped to her knees with a thud. She scrambled across the floor to Arthur's feet, sobbing. Mr. Ford, it was all Ethan. He tricked me into hurting Sarah. I was just used. Please, spare me, Fort Cooley's two sons were terrified too. They immediately dropped to their knees beside her. He's not our real dad anyway. It's all his fault, not Perquoise. Ethan looked like he'd been struck by lightning. He stared at Cooley in utter disbelief. Cooley, what are you saying? You were the one who said you couldn't live without me? You cried and begged me to run away with you? If you hadn't manipulated everything, why would I have ever left? Then he turned to the boys, grinding his teeth. And you two little bastards, how dare you tell such outrageous lies? If I am not your father, who is? The older boy wrinkled his nose, looking disgusted. He buys us limited condition toys. He way richer than you. The younger one pouted. Fad. Last time I wanted that new remote control plane, you wouldn't buy it for me. I don't like you at all. A real dad is much better. Ethan just stood there stunned. His eyes were empty, like his soul had been ripped out. He mumbled to himself. How is that possible? How is that possible? How Arthur paid him no attention. He barked orders at his bodyguards. Beat them. Make them understand the price for hurting my wife. Cooley screamed horribly, curling into a ball on the floor, her face pure terror. No, please stop hitting me. But Ethan didn't escape either. He scrambled around, trying to shield his head, blood trickling from his mouth, his face already bruising badly. The two boys were bawling, terrified, but they didn't avoid punishment. Bodyguards grabbed their arms. Each kid got several sharp slaps across the face. Fear lingered in everyone's eyes. When they looked at me now, it was with awe. Arthur gently squeezed my hand. His voice was tender. Sarah, I will never let anyone hurt you again. He made me feel like the most precious thing in the world. Tears welled in my eyes. I nodded, deeply moved. Arthur, thank you. 10 years ago, I married him as part of a deal. I never expected real affection. I was prepared to be mistreated, but this man, so powerful and aloof, broke his own rules for me again and again. He cherished me, loved me, gave me everything. I fell for him hopelessly, completely in love. The night I confessed my feelings, he held me tight, his breath warm against my skin, tight. His breath warm against my skin, whispering how he'd secretly loved me, wanted me for years. In that moment, I realized everything I had missed out on before him. My thoughts snapped back to the present. Cooley had crawled over to me. She whimpered weakly, begging for mercy. Sarah Flat, I was wrong. Please let me go. I will never do it again. I gave her one cold look and kicked her away. The scars she left were too deep. A pathetic sorry couldn't erase any of it. Just then Lily walked over holding Lee's hand. Ethan saw her and grasped at her like a lifeline. He yelled desperately, Sarah, for our daughter's sake, please just this once. Ask Mr. Ford to forgive me, our daughter. A cold laugh escaped me. I said, Lily is my daughter with Arthur. She has nothing to do with you. As for our child Fawn, the one I was carrying, when you ran off with Cooleyfling, your own mother killed her. Ethan's eyes went wide. He shook his head violently. No, Niali, my mom loved you. She would never do something so horrific. Sarah, you are lying to me, aren't you? I took a deep breath and continued. When you faked her death at sea, the company's core secrets were leaked. The stock price crashed. When your father found out the truth about your mysterious death, the shock gave him a fatal heart attack. He died full of rage. Your mother blamed me for everything. She believed if I hadn't married you, you never would have run off and none of it would have happened, Ethan. Do you have any idea how much it hurt for me, for our baby, when that knife slid into my belly? Of course you don't. You were too busy playing house, living your sweet little life with Cooley. Ethan's eyes lost focus. He completely shattered. He clutched his head, letting out agonized screams. He curled up on the floor, shaking uncontrollably. After a long moment, he jerked his head up. A wild, insane laugh ripped from his throat. Sarah, such a ridiculous lie. You really think I'd believe that? I know what this is. You hate me for faking my death 10 years ago. So So you schemed your way into Ford's bed. All of this is just to get revenge on me. My expression was cold. I watched Ethan to his hysterical meltdown silently. Lee walked over quickly. Hurry and actually handed me a file. I took it casually. My eyes scanned the contents quickly. A scornful smile touched my lips. Then I tossed the file at Ethan still. Don't believe me. See for yourself. This is what your precious beloved Coley did. My voice was ice chilling to the bone. Ethan automatically looked down. The documents clearly detailed everything. 10 years ago, the leak of the company's core secrets. It was Coley colluding with Kevin Chen. Kevin Chen wasn't just the father of her sons. He was also our biggest competitor back then. Tricking Ethan into running away with her wasn't about love. It was a crucial part of their plan to destroy his family's company. He practically spat the words through clenched teeth. Coley was terrified, her face chalky eyes darting around. She stammered frantically. Ethan, no, it's not like that. It's all it's not like that. It's all a misunderstanding. Someone must be trying to frame me. Shelvin must be trying to frame me. When you dare lie to me now? Ethan roared, his grip tightening. You and Kevin Chen conspired to ruin everything I had. All those sweet words telling me you loved me. Was it all fake? Coley choked, struggling for breath, clawing desperately at Ethan's hands. She cried out, Ethan, I do love you. I did it all so we could have a better life. Ethan laughed, a harsh, broken sound fueled by pure rage. He violently threw Coley away from him. Coley hit the floor hard, crying out in pain. Suddenly, Ethan spun around. He snatched a fruit knife from a nearby table and lunged wildly towards Coley. You played me. I will kill you for this, you bitch. Coley's eyes widened in horror. She scrambled backward desperately on her hands and feet. Ethan, listen to me, explained Fuck. In her panic, she knocked over a tall side table. Champagne spilled across the floor. Arthur reacted instantly. His arm shot out, pulling Lily and me tightly against him. I quickly covered Lily's eyes with my hand. Ethan plunged the knife deep into Coley's stomach. Blood gushed out around the blade, soaking her fancy dress. Suddenly, a distorted smile twisted Coley's pale face. You idiot, from faking suicide on your wedding night to get you to run out fine to planning your faka deuce and making you planning your fake death and making you run away with me? See, every single step was calculated. She gripped the knife blade tightly, her eyes filled with madness. I wanted to destroy you. Ethan stared at her numb. Why? Because your family so high and mighty fin made me sick. Coley coughed up blood, her eyes burning with venom. Years ago, my father begged your father for a business deal. Your dad humiliated him in public. He had a heart attack that night and died right outside his factory. I swore then I could make your whole family pay. Why should you go crazy for me? Throw everything away, flows your family, your fortune. It felt so good. Ethan stumbled back, his face bone white filled with disbelief. Curly collapsed in the pool of her own blood, still laughing weakly. Police and paramedics arrived at the same time. Ethan knelt on the floor, staring blankly at his blood and soaked hands. He didn't resist as the police moved in and handcuffed him. Curly was fading fast as they loaded her onto a stretcher. Her two sons crying were put into the ambulance. The scene was pure chaos. Guests whispered amongst themselves, many pulling out phones to take pictures and videos. Exclamation, leave. Arthur's voice cut through the noise sharp as ice. Not one word of what happened here tonight gets out, or you will face the consequences. And terrified silence fell. The once ends illegal ballroom emptied quickly. As Ethan was being led out of the ballroom, he suddenly broke free from the police. He bolted towards the exit like a madman. He stumbled through the streets, running until he reached the neighborhood where his family home once stood. But the grand house was gone. In its place was a dilapidated recycling center. A rusty iron gate hung half-peed open, and yum-pied pile of stinking garbage overflowed. When he saw us, he looked up sharply. Sarah, where are my parents? They were not dead, right? They are just hiding. I looked at him, my voice flat. Ethan, did you really think you could fake your death and everything would just stay the same? Your stupidity killed your parents before he could respond. I took him straight to the cemetery. 3 gravestones stood silently. His mother's and father's names were carved into 2 of them. The third was a small, unmarked stone. For my baby. Our baby. His hand trembled as he reached out to touch the inscriptions. He broke down completely, sobbing uncontrollably. Mom, Dad, I am sorry. It my fault. I killed you. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Just then the police arrived. They helped the broken man to his feet, ready to take him away. Kevin Chen briefly took custody of their 2 sons into Zapit after the police gathered enough evidence on Kevin Chen for his own corporate crimes. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison. The boys likely ended up in foster care. And as for me, Arthur, Lily, and I continued our quiet, happy life together. Our home filled with meals and seasons. The world is vast, and we have all the time to explore it together.